thieves, and they killed us. And if they're still here, it's stupid to redo that. I wouldn't put my money in that because the system that blew us up is still there. And they've been stealing from us for years, and I've been putting up with it for years, as if it's something we can't change. We just have to deal with it, and it's the way things are. I want to survive. I want to give my employees work with what we have left. You know, I want to rebuild my house. With my family, we, first was to make sure that we're all safe. My kids are young, and once I knew that, we started to call, and once I knew it was going on, my thoughts were at Cafe Mnazi and Coup d'Etat and Psych Urban Gardens, because they're directly in front of the court, and the phones were not working at that time. I couldn't really figure out what was going on, so we drove. My whole family, they didn't want to leave me, so we drove all together towards Jummaizi. And once we realized how bad it was, we didn't know how bad it was. We started to see people bleeding and coming out of the area. You know, I found some of my employees up on the street bleeding. Nazim, my partner, was cut badly, and his shoulder is out of place, dislocated. Abu Nazi also had a large cut on his neck. I went down into the cafe to see if anyone was left, and I found one of my employees still there, and he was searching for people in the hotel. And so we searched the hotel as best we could at the time. It started to get dark, but basically there was no help from anybody. You know, there was no rescuers, no police, nobody. We weren't sure if the building would fall down or not. At that time, it wasn't clear. Everything was dark. Everything was dusty, and we found one guest still there, and we made sure he got out. And we didn't know really if anybody else was under the rubble or anything like that. We left once it got dark. There's no police, nobody around that I could say, look, can you search and help? I mean, if somebody was there, they would have died that night. There was nobody to help. And I had no way to do it, and I couldn't do it myself. You know, it was too dangerous. So the next day, we spent the day making phone calls, you know, trying to contact every single guest in the hotel, which we did. It took us the whole day, but we made sure everyone was out, and they were, thank God. Sad. I mean, it's not I built this house. You know, I built it 5 years ago, and to see it destroyed like this it's not what I want. Yeah, we were afraid. My wife was supposed to come earlier, and she wouldn't come by herself because she was afraid that what she might find in the house. Because we know my house is directly facing the explosion. And we knew one of my neighbors died in the explosion, and we didn't know what we would find in the house, to tell you the truth. Well, the government has done zero. I mean, they've done the opposite of zero. They're intervening to try and stop aid. For example, in Saifi right now, we're trying to negotiate with them about the buildings. Yes, Lebanese are very resilient. This is what we do every time there's a crisis. You know, we come together, we rebuild, we do everything like that. The question is that really addressing the problem? Are we fixing the crisis? We just got a huge bomb that destroyed half the city. Are we, by being resilient, addressing the cause of this disaster? Or are we cleaning it up, moving on as fast as possible without fixing anything? And if that's what resilience means, and that's what I feel that it means in this context, then no, I think that it's an unhealthy response to being blown up. People are coming to visit and they're checking things out, and I'm getting estimates how much it will cost to fix. But no, right now it's still, there's nothing, I don't have money now to fix. So, personally, if I didn't lose my business and my home, I might be able to fix my house. But to lose both at the same time, I can't. And I know a lot of my neighbors are in the same situation. Jumeirah and Mount Khail are very special to many people in this city and around the world. They welcome people from every background. They're a place for rich and poor, for old and young, for gay and straight, foreigners, Lebanese. Everybody mixes in these areas, and they do it because these areas are welcoming. They have character, they have tradition, and the government right now doesn't see any of that. I see that the government is looking at it from a point of view of covering their ass. I want to stay. I love Lebanon. It's been my home for 17 years. It's where I built my life, my family, everything. Right now, I still have a hope that we're going to come out of this and things will get better.